What nerve going to the heart slows it down? Ooh.
What's the question?
What nerve? Name the nerve that goes to your heart that slows heart rate. I will. Vegas.
Oh yeah,
Vegas, remember? Comes out of the what? Where is the vagus outflow? From the brain. Remember, it's the 10th cranial nerve, and it's the only one that travels all through the body. It goes to the intestines, the stomach, the kidneys, and the heart. And what does the vagus do to the heart? It slows it down. What speeds up the heart? Which nerves? General name. Which nerves speed up heart rate? Sympathetic. What is bradycardia?
slow heart rate.
Low heart rate. Or someone was going to say it's the heart rate of the Brady Bunch. Thank God. What do you call it when your heart's beating over 100 beats per minute?
Tachycardia.
Tachycardia. If you put pressure on the carotid sinus, let's say I have a kid who can do this, it's really bad. It's pressing, he's pressing on the carotid sinus. What's going to happen to his blood pressure?
Down. It goes down.
You're pressing on the carotid sinus. What will happen to the kid's blood pressure? It will go down.
Yeah,
Because
down.
the carotid sinus has presoreceptors. It doesn't know the pressures from the outside. It just knows there's what? Pressure. And it thinks your blood pressure is what? Too high. So your blood pressure will go down. And kids sometimes get another kid in a headlock. And the kid faints, they can kill him. Not choking off air, but by what? Causing a drastic drop in blood pressure. Okay. Whose law says that the more you stretch your heart, the greater its force of contraction? I'll give you another hint. It's named after a man, but also it has the name of a bird. Starling's law of the heart. Oh, now she remembers Starling. What's Mary's law? Mary's law was a no-brainer. Mary's law says what? The lower the blood pressure, the faster the heart rate, the higher the blood pressure, the slower the heart rate. Maybe you're trying to compensate. Mary found out what? That if the blood pressure drops, the heart what? Beats faster to get it up. If the blood pressure gets too high, the what? What causes varicose veins? Cooling of blood, which causes destruction of valves. If there's no valves, then that's the real cause. The valves what? Don't work. They don't work. Then blood what? Begins to pool, and then that stretches the veins, and you got varicose veins. What is the name of the major pressure in a capillary that pushes fluid out? Hydrostatic. What's the major pressure pulling fluid back in?
Colloid.
Colloid osmotic. What's the major colloid? What is it? Albumin. All right, you ready? Lucky. You feel lucky.
Lucky.
There you go. For each of the following, you will tell me what it does to the heart rate. You ready? Increase acidity in the blood.
After it goes up,
It's the last thing we did the other day. If you have acidity too much, it stimulates the chemoreceptors, which stimulates the heart cardio accelerator. Your heart rate goes up and your vessels constrict. Why? You want to get that acid excreted. You want to move the blood fast. What about carbon dioxide goes up? Same thing. When CO2 goes up, what do you change CO2 into? A lot of it gets changed into acid. Remember CO2 plus water makes carbonic acid, which breaks down to hydrogen. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
What about low oxygen in the blood? Same thing. Don't you want to get the blood back to the lungs fast? So what happens to your heart rate? Goes up. What happens to your vasoconstriction? Increases or decreases?
decrease.
Increases. Why? If you vasoconstrict, it raises your blood pressure. I'm not done yet. How about this one? What happens to your heart rate if you're hemorrhaging?
Decrease. It increases. Because you lost more water.
Compensatory.
No.
It goes up.
Increases. You want to get your blood
Oh,
pressure
yeah,
up.
increases.
What happens to your heart rate because you, bad nurse, wasn't watching the IV and you put the drip in too fast and the blood volume went up? What happens to the heart rate?
Increases.
Decreases.
It goes down. If you increase the blood volume, what happens to your blood pressure? Start. What happens to your blood pressure if your blood volume increases? Huh? Your blood pressure goes up. You got too much fluid. Why? One reason, the nurse what? Put in the fluid too fast. So how do you get your blood pressure down? Your heart rate decreases. You get vasodilation. Don't leave. I'll do 3 more. I'm afraid to do 3 more. If I have left congestive heart failure, what will happen? Then you can do right. Where?
Pulmonary.
You're all screwed up.
Pulmonary edema.
If left congestive heart failure, what happens?
Pulmonary
Yeah.
edema.
You get pulmonary edema. Blood backs up into the lung capillaries. What if you have right congestive heart failure?
Systemic edema.
To the body.
You get systemic edema.
Right.
You've got to use the words.
Oh.
Okay. I have a coronary artery, and its radius decreases by 1/3 to 1/3. How much less blood is flowing through it?
81 times. She knows this by heart. 81, right? Or 91.
1/3. Now 1/3 the size. 1/3 to the what? 4th power? That's 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. 3 times 3 is 9 times 3 is 27 times 3 is 81. It'll have 1/81th the amount of blood. That'll probably kill you. What if it went to 1/4 the size? Can you do it?
No.
It will have 1/128. 1/4 to the 4th power. 4 times 4 is 16. Times 4 is what? 64? Oh, it's less. Right? Times 64. Times... Oh, you do it.
You know
4 times 4 times 4 times 4.
60.
Oh, look, he's going for the big calculator.
Yeah.
Try 128. Try 256, which is the real answer.
Oh,
Try
yeah.
256. Okay, ready? Last 2 questions. What makes a precapillary sphincter open?
Local temperature.
Local,
Local,
Local conditions.
local condition.
Yeah.
Local conditions.
What kind of local conditions?
if there's too much oxygen.
Low oxygen, high waste products, right? Okay. What is primary hypertension?
That's what you don't know what the cause is. In 85% of cases.
It's high blood pressure cause unknown. I'm going to ask you a few more questions.